welcome to another episode of Faces of the Jewellery Quarter. We're here with Lisa today.
Hi!
You might know her as the pretty sweaty stuff. She's pretty much the face of yoga in the Jewellery Quarter. So here we are today. We are at the floating spa, so we've already done a video with the floating spa. You can find it here. But today we're just gonna concentrate on Lisa herself, who does yoga lessons all around the quarter. Yeah. So you're mainly based here.
Yeah.
But you also work at the Big Peg.
Yeah. So I have 4 classes here at the spa. Mm-hmm. I have Monday 7 p.m, Tuesday 7 p.m, Saturday mornings 8:30 a.m.
Everyone's favourite.
And a Sunday 7:15 p.m, the floating spa. And then I do a lunchtime yoga at the Big Peg at 12:30, 45 minutes. So that's only open for Big Peg tenants. And then I teach at the Kaizen Centre, which is on Frederick Street on Wednesday lunchtimes, 12:30 at the current moment.
Excellent. And tell us a bit about your journey as a yoga teacher.
Okay, so I've been practicing 9 years in total. Mm-hmm. I've been practicing on and off for about 7 years, dedicated for about 2 years. So I think when I first entered yoga, I think everyone did it for the same reason, which was for the fitness.
Yeah. Not for the trend.
No.
Not because it was cool.
No. This is like ages ago. Like I just did it for the fitness because I like to keep fit, but I'm also, it sounds really odd, but I'm also lazy.
Yeah.
At keeping fit.
Yeah.
So I started yoga in the fitness way, and then like everyone else, things happen in life, and then you have a pivotal moment and you're like, okay, my current job is not what I want to do. Yeah. I want to change what I want to do. I want to feel good about myself. I want to come to a job that I don't dread. Mm-hmm. So I did my training, I think, so this is my 3rd year teaching. Yeah. So I did my training about 3 years ago in Worcester, because I'm from Worcester, and it was a 200-hour across 9 months. Mm-hmm. And it was a standard vinyasa based teaching. And then I first started in Worcester. Mm-hmm. And I think for me yoga is it's kind of hard to explain, like it gives you such a, what's that word where you're just like,
peace?
No, not peace, but it just gives you a reality check.
Okay.
Because everyone thinks, okay, you're a yoga teacher, you get employed by studios, you turn up and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, if your class doesn't pick up at a studio, it gets cancelled. Yeah. You have to constantly self-promote, and it is really, really hard work because there's only so many times that you can promote yourself, you know, without showing off, in a sense. So when I started in Worcester, I got employed by studios. My social media was what got me my teaching jobs, essentially. Yeah. So that's why my social media is really important. But then also, like, my classes got cancelled in Worcester. 2 studios closed down. So then Worcester wasn't working for me. And it was a really hard time because I was at such a peak and I was like, yeah, I'm doing really, really well. This is a great decision. And then I literally just got back down again. And I was just like, what am I going to do now? So, and then I relocated to the Jewellery Quarter.
And what do you like about the Jewellery Quarter the most?
The community, obviously. The community, the feel. Like you walk down the street and you just see old buildings just being done, and I'm just like, oh, I've never seen this. And I've got a little baby who's 6 months, and we always go for a little walk around St. Paul's, up in little streets and stuff, and it's just like the area that he's going to grow up in. And it's such a beautiful kind of place to be, I think.
I always feel like it's a town inside the city. It's got like a very town feel, but it's also so close to the city centre. Yeah,
without and it's just got that, because Worcester's like a small city, isn't it? Yeah. So it's like country feel. I mean, you don't necessarily get a country feel here, but you do at the same time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's I love the Jewellery Quarter.
But I think that's a lesson for everybody, your journey, because obviously you were at your peak and then like everything went down and now like you're at your peak again. So it's like all about life and practice, how like, you know, sometimes you're at your best, but then not every day is going to be your best, but then you just have to pick up again.
Yeah, exactly, like
so
how the practice
hashtag Monday motivation.
Yeah, see, that's exactly how yoga practice is. There's so many times when my yoga practice has had to restart. Yeah. So I've had wrist surgery. There's so many times where for 2 years I couldn't practice on my hands. I couldn't do a downward dog. I had to do a forearm. Wow. I couldn't even like bear weight on my hand, and it got to the point where my wrist was in so much pain I couldn't even write. Yeah. So my practice just changed immensely, and then I had a hamstring injury. Then I was pregnant, and then I'm currently like in my 6 months period of postnatal. So my practice is still changing.
And I mean, and I don't know if you can see her, but she looks incredible. I mean, like
that's the yoga. That's the yoga. Why you should go to my yoga class.
I mean, 6 months after giving birth, and she looks like that. I feel like that's enough advertisement for yoga.
Yeah, thank you. But but like when you love something so much, it doesn't feel like a workout. Yeah. You know, people go, oh, I have to go to the gym, but I never feel like, oh, I have to do yoga. So when I get like people who say I'm not flexible to do yoga, it's nothing to do with
that's a go-to saying, isn't it? People always they're like, oh, I'm not flexible enough, and I'm just there like, that's why you do yoga.
It's not and it's not just about flexibility. There's so much more to yoga. Obviously you got the mind, the breath control, but it also gives you balance, it gives you stamina, it gives you strength, and it gives you such great body awareness as well. You don't think, oh yeah, I have to be flexible to get good at life. Yeah. You know, I'm going through a new training at the moment. It's called Strala, and it combines yoga and Tai Chi. Oh. So it's very much about fluid movements, and they say like because every day of your life you're going through stress, you don't need added more stress to that. Mm-hmm. And yoga's supposed to make you feel good. So in my classes, I always say, you want to feel good. You want to be able to breathe. The breathing should not change at all. Mm-hmm. So the moment the breath changes, is the moment you need to stop and just take a rest. Yeah. It's okay to take a rest. That's what makes a great practitioner. It's just being aware of the body, being aware, be like, okay, today I need to take more rests. Yeah. And I need to be more careful.
So the next time we're stressed at work, just child pose.
Yeah. Child pose. Just child pose. Or just sit there. With your hands together, just go, I'm just meditating. Isn't that the workplace about wellness? You know, just reconnecting with the breath, trying to feel calm again. Yeah.
But I also think about with yoga, I think it gives you so much confidence as well. When you get through the poses that you couldn't do before, and you're just there like, oh my god, I can do it, I can hold it for 2 seconds, but I can do it.
It is a great feeling knowing that, like, 6 months ago I couldn't do something.
Yeah, and it's you against yourself. Yeah. It's not you against yourself, it's you with yourself. It's not like you don't compare yourself to others. It's more like what you can do.
Yeah, it's not a competitive sport. Yeah. And because it's a constant practice, you just improve. So there's so many poses that I could never do. When I first started, I could never touch my toes. I could not touch my toes. But now I can get my nose to touch my shins. Yeah. But sometimes I can't. It just depends on how you are that day. If you went to the gym before, it just, life changes and so does your practice.
No, that's an incredible way to look at it, I think. I mean, and look at life as well. Because I think like yoga and life are very much connected anyway. Yeah. So, not every day you're going to be able to do things.
Yeah, and I think that's what I really like to remind people in my classes. Yeah. I've had people who've come to me since I first started the classes at the spa 2 years ago, and they, I love that I still get loyal people coming. Mm-hmm. And it's like the classes on, I try to make it fun. I try to make jokes. Sometimes people laugh, sometimes it's just like, ooh, this is awkward. But yoga should not be so serious. Yeah. It should be fun, and it should be a reminder and a celebration of what you can do. Yeah, and that's what I like to remind people.
And the people in your class, what kind of levels are there?
So I have mixed. I have people, like I said, who've come to me for about 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't teach a lot of arm balances, and I don't teach a lot of inversions. That's not what yoga's about. But I do say, if it's in your practice and you'd like to, then go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah. Like, let it flow naturally. You shouldn't have to work so hard at it.
Yeah.
But I did actually say last week, you know, some of you have been coming to me for about 2 years, and it's gotten to the point where I am going to be a little bit more strict on alignment.
Yeah.
So so I had a one-to-one yesterday, and I said to her, like, even when you get alignment perfectly in such a basic posture, the posture then becomes 10 times harder. So, you know, I'm quite flexible. So before I started my teaching, I used to just dump in my flexibility.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my injuries. And sometimes, you know, being flexible, it's not the way forward. And I get, like, some beginners. I've had some people who began with me like a year ago, and they're still with me, they've grown. I have a doctor. He comes, doctor. He's never done yoga before.
Yeah.
But because he's a doctor, he's got great body awareness. And he does so well in the classes. He knows how to adapt. He knows what works for him.
Yeah.
He knows what feels good and what doesn't feel good, and he knows when to rest.
So anybody can start yoga, right?
So anybody can start yoga. Don't forget, yoga is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we're doing yoga now, you know, connecting with each other, connecting with our breaths, paying attention to how we feel. That is yoga.
So yoga doesn't end as soon as the class ends. It's all about the body.
It's all about, you know, that cliche saying, the moment you leave the mat is when the yoga starts.
We're just going to keep going with loads of motivational quotes. Just to give you more of a...
Yeah, more of, you know, ways to come to our yoga classes. But, yeah, so I do one-to-ones as well.
Yeah.
I am thinking of doing workshops, because I get a lot of total beginners who come and say, I've never done yoga before.
And I'm scared.
So I'm like, okay, so maybe think about doing a workshop. So if you're interested, then let me know. Come find me on social media at The Pretty Sweaty Stuff. And then I'm doing a collaboration with the Floating Spa as well to do events. So a bit like hen do's, corporate stuff.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, so we'll do like flotation and then like some yoga sessions, like homemade smoothie made by me.
I mean,
obviously. Yeah, so I feel like this year is going to be like a great
an interesting year.
Yeah, I feel like even though my own practice has restarted again,
yeah,
you know, I'm going through my postnatal, it's also been the strongest.
Yeah. So you mentioned corporate events as well. So how do you think businesses can benefit from yoga?
Well, obviously there's the breath control. So when we learn to control the breath, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, it can literally just be aware of the inhales and exhales, so they come and go. Let's take a deep inhale, slight pause, and then as you exhale, you already feel that sense of calm. And yoga can also bring, you know, mental awareness as well. Yeah. And it just keeps you calm. Physically, typically when we're sat behind a desk, our muscles shorten, everything becomes super, super tight. And over time, the body compromises. We'll start to slouch. We'll get really, really tight forearms. Yeah. Our hip flexors get tight. We need to keep our bodies mobile to maintain the body through. When we get older, it's really important to keep a supple body.
Definitely.
So, everyone.
I definitely think that businesses should practice yoga more. I mean, it should be part of the team building exercise, I think. Because, like, it makes you more connected to yourself, and like I think it lets you manage your stress a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. This is why Birmingham JQ, you should come.
I'm trying to convince the team.
This is what I will give you a personalised yoga
They're
session.
still mad at me from the circus.
But yoga should make you feel good. Like, you should never feel stressed, and there should never be.
I mean, I'm all for it. It's everybody else that I have to
I'll give you a bespoke yoga session.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Lisa.
you for having me.
And yeah, so namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks for watching this episode of Faces of the Jewellery Quarter. You might see us having a yoga session soon. I don't know. We'll see. But you can see all of Lisa's social media profiles on the screen now. And I'll see you next week.